Item number 8.
Item number 8, proclamation recognizing May 3rd as the National Prayer Day. Peggy Littleton, Commissioner, Board of County Commissioners.
So I'm going to go ahead and call some of our folks that are here for the National Day of Prayer to come on down and just stand right around the front here as we read this proclamation. So everyone that's here, come on down front. So Pastor, come on up. You gave our invocation this morning. You can come join us. Come on up.
You're allowed.
So now we've got Lisa Crump here and Rex Tonkins with the National Day of Prayer, and some other folks. We have Kristin Christi, who is our military spouse for Air Force Military Spouse of the Year. So we're excited to have her here, and a lot of our Boulder Street Church folks. So I would like to read the following, just knowing how important prayer is for our community, knowing how important it is for our county, knowing how important it is for our nation. And it was exciting because one of the first things that I got to do as a commissioner on 1/11/11 was ask my colleagues that were here at that time, and I see some of them here in the audience, to have our meetings open with an invocation. And hopefully that is going to be a tradition that will continue after I'm gone next January. I'd like to read the following into the record. A proclamation recognizing May 3rd as the National Day of Prayer. Whereas the annual observance of the National Day of Prayer dates back to the declaration of the First Continental Congress in 1775, and whereas the National Day of Prayer was further defined in a joint resolution of Congress signed into law by President Harry Truman in 1952, declaring that the President shall set aside and proclaim a suitable day each year, other than a Sunday, as a National Day of Prayer, on which the people of the United States may turn to God in prayer and meditation at churches, in groups, and as individuals. And whereas the United States Congress in 1988, by Public Law 100-307, established that the first Thursday in May of each year would be set aside to celebrate the National Day of Prayer. And whereas President Ronald Reagan most eloquently reminded us of the need for a National Day of Prayer in his 1983 declaration when he said, "From General Washington's struggle at Valley Forge to the present, this nation has fervently sought and received divine guidance as it pursued the course of history. This occasion provides our nation with an opportunity to further recognize the source of our blessings and to seek His help for the challenges that we face today and in the future. And whereas the theme established by the National Day of Prayer Task Force in 2018 is Pray for America, Unity, reminding us to mobilize unified prayer for America and to take action through the words of Ephesians in chapter 4, verse 3, which says, making every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. Now, therefore, the Board of County Commissioners of El Paso County joins leaders across America and hereby proclaims May 3rd, 2018 as a day of prayer throughout El Paso County, done this 24th day of April 2018 in Colorado Springs, Colorado. The Board of County Commissioners of El Paso County, Colorado, Darrell Glenn, President, Mark Waller, President Pro Tem, Stan Vanderwerf, Lojinos Gonzalez, and Peggy Littleton, members, attested to by Chuck Broerman, clerk and recorder.
Second.
Okay, so we'd like to have you guys go ahead and come up and speak to this and how important it is for us to do this and why we do it.
On behalf of National Day of Prayer, our national office is based right here in El Paso County in Colorado Springs. We just want to thank you, commissioners, each of you, for support of this public law in our nation. Thank you, and God bless you. And I agree with the prayers that God would continue to unite you and give you wisdom. We thank you for your leadership. God bless America.
And ma'am, can you state your name for the record, please?
For the record. State your name for the record. Yeah, thanks.
Lisa Crump, Vice President, National Day of Prayer.
Thank you. Okay, Rex.
Rex Tonkin, State Coordinator for Colorado. The Proverbs 3:5 says to trust in Him with all our heart and lean not to our own understanding, but in all our ways acknowledge Him. And I want to thank the commissioners for acknowledging God today, because it's what He directs us. He gives us the ability to lead. So God bless you, commissioners. May God bless your family, and also agree with the prayers by Lee James. God bless you. Thank you, Ms. Peggy.
Good morning, Kristin Christi. As the daughter of a king, as a a resident of El Paso County, as a military spouse. I have been in the Air Force my entire life. My foundation is my God and prayer. That is my communication with him. I prayed, and the power of prayer helped me to stand here today as a stroke survivor, through a deployment of my first husband, through the suicide of my first husband, and through 947 days since my oldest son has been missing. I thank God every day for the power of the communication with him, and that I live in a country where I can express that in public.
Yes.
Thank you so much for proclaiming this day for El Paso County. And it is my foundation, so I don't get caught up in the storms that I know will come. Thank you. God bless you.
Anybody else? No? Anybody else want to speak?
Joseph Winger, and I just want to thank you also, because I've been in several nations where they do not have a National Day of Prayer, and you can tell it. And I'm so grateful that you have made this proclamation. There's something powerful when county commissioners, I mean, it is powerful. It's not just trivial, but when county commissioners say, we will acknowledge a day of prayer, call on your God, because we need wisdom, we need help beyond what our own abilities can bring. Something is powerful in that. So thank you.
Vicki Thompkins, and I'm running for County Commissioner in District 5. I just want to say that to see this happen means so much to me, because that man standing behind me, Rex Tonkins, he is the state coordinator for this state, and I know how much he prays for you guys. And I just want you to know, every single day, your names are called out before the Lord. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, we'll bring it back up here. Commissioner Vanderwood.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am grateful that we do a prayer every time we have a board meeting. And I did this a couple weeks ago. I'm going to do it again. I'd like to thank the President for allowing for that to take place. I feel it is so, so important. God heals all wounds. And our prayers for the community and for this board gives me strength to make decisions here on the dais. And I would like to thank all of you and to thank God for what he does to help us make decisions so we can have a better community. So thank you very much for coming, and I appreciate our declaration.
Okay. Great, thank you very much. Commissioner Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I too just want to thank you for everything. I've gone to the last several, and so it's always a great event. I think this year it's an evening activity or event, so I look forward to that on the evening of Thursday. You know, I thank God for all the great things He's given us and given me. So thank you for everything you're doing.
Okay. Commissioner Waller.
Thank you, Mr. President. You know, my mom always says, work like everything depends on you, but pray like everything depends on God. So thank you for praying for us every single day. I can't tell you how much we appreciate it.
Well said. I want to thank my colleague for, you know, we've been on the board for quite a while, and I remember the day that she was courageous to bring this forward, because it's important. It's important for this nation. It's important for people that might not agree with you to even pray more for them. So I'm just really thrilled and blessed to be here and be part of a community that understands the importance of prayer. So I personally want to thank you as community leaders, and I want to thank my colleague for that.
Thank you. Thank you for agreeing. So, in 2 Chronicles 7:14, it says that if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, that He will hear from heaven and He will heal our land. And God knows that we have a lot of healing to do in our land to maintain the freedom that we have to publicly come before him and acknowledge him, to be that light in the darkness, to pray for our country, to pray for our fellow man, and to pray for those around the world as we bring in the harvest. So thank you guys for being the leaders that you are. I think we are so honored to have the National Day of Prayer headquarters here in Colorado Springs, and to see the prayer covering, to see the covering over El Paso County that is here from all four corners, and how God is going to use us to be that place of harvest, to be that refuge, to be a place of light in a dark world. So thank you guys for everything that you do.
Okay, with that, we're going to call the roll, and then we will stand in recess and take a picture. So I'll call the roll. Commissioner Littleton?
Aye.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Aye.
Commissioner Vanderwerf?
Aye.
Commissioner Waller?
Aye.
President votes aye. That passes unanimously. We will stand in recess.
But you do have to come for the picture.